Hello, my dear friends. I hope you are fine today. Myself, I'm fine and happy. Today, I want to talk about something very important, things to consider and things to avoid before you travel. We know that traveling is good because it makes us feel happy. Some people travel for leisure, others travel looking for job opportunities, the so-called greener pastures, which is very good because you can't stay somewhere where there are no opportunities, knowing that if you go out, you will find something to do and you will have money. Let us go to the first point, things to consider before you travel. Number one, information. Before you travel, whether you are going outside the country or somewhere within the country, before you go there, make sure you find enough information about the place where you are going. Information about what? You have to know if the place where you are going is safe. Safety is very important. Apart from safety, it's important to know about accommodation. You will not sleep in the road or in the street. You have to know where you are going. If there's someone who will host you, it is good. But if there's no one to host you, make sure you find enough information about accommodation prices if you want to stay in a hotel, lodge, or guest house. It will help you prevent before you enter a bus or a plane. Another thing you have to do that is related to information, you have to know if where you are going, you have to have information about food, because there are places that food is difficult. And if food is difficult, it will be important for you to take your own food before you travel. The next point related to information you need to know is water. There are places with water problem. Water is a very important resource for us to survive and for us to live anywhere in this planet. You will not live in a place where there is no water. The next thing you have to consider before you travel, I'm still in point number one, which is information. You have to have information about safety. You have to have information about accommodation. You have to have information about food. You have to have information about water. And also you have to have information about people and culture. Culture is very important. You have to know what other peoples do and what other peoples don't do in the place where you are going. You have to know how they live, how they eat, how they dress, how they behave, so that you will not have problems when you go there or when you arrive there. These informations are very crucial and you have to have them before you travel, whether it is abroad or within the same country where you are living. Not all people live the same way like you people live in your own community. And not all people dress or eat the same way, even if it's within the same country where you live. Now, Point number 2, financial resources. Before you travel abroad, make sure you have enough financial resources. Make sure you have enough money that will make you survive or live well where you are going. Because where you are going, you are your only and your own family. You are your only and own relative, which means you don't have anyone who can take care of you. You don't have anyone who will take care of you. That's why having enough money will help you to live. It's very important. Money is important when you travel, whether it's outside the country or within the country. This point is very important. Sometimes people travel without considering this point. I'm trying to avoid the sun rays and I'm trying to find a better position. Yes, sometimes people travel without considering their financial condition. And when they arrive in their destination, they engage into unlawful activities, which is not good. That's why preparing yourself financially before you travel is good. And associated to this point, it's important to know if the country where you are going, there are ATM machines, because not all people like using physical cash. Not all people travel with physical cash. Some people travel with few money or with little quantity of money, relying on their bank accounts, trusting that they will use money that is there in their bank accounts through ATM cards, Visa cards. And it's important to know if where you are going, there are ATM machines. There are countries that you will not withdraw money from the ATM. I'm talking about countries like Zimbabwe or Eritrea. In these places, you will not succeed using your ATM cards because there is no money in the ATM, and it's a reality. It's a reality. If you go to Zimbabwe, make sure you take physical money. Otherwise, you will be stuck there. No money in ATMs. Now, point number 3. The third point you have to consider before you travel abroad is culture. You have to respect people and their culture. In anthropology, or anthropology says that all the cultures are important, but not all the cultures behave the same way. Culture involves how people live, how people behave, and how people do things. And in this world, we have so many and different cultures, and people do different things, live differently, and behave in different ways. That's why before you travel, you have to know that where you are going, people don't live the same way that you live in your own community. And when you arrive there, when you get there, make sure you respect people and also you respect their culture, how they live. You have to respect them. And you will see that the way people dress, the way people eat, the way people do things is different. If you find people eating lions or dogs. Don't laugh at them. Don't criticize. Just respect them. You will go to places where people eat snakes. It's their normal way of living life. Don't criticize and don't laugh. Just respect. Because if those people also come to your community, they will find that you eat something that is strange to them. And to avoid problem, just respect people and respect their culture. Number 4 and the last in my list, job opportunities. Whenever you want to travel, make sure for those who travel in search of job opportunities, make sure where you are going, there are job opportunities. Sometimes people travel abroad thinking that where they are going, there are job opportunities. Arriving there, they realize that where they are coming from is better than where they have gone. Specifically, my fellow African brothers from different African countries, they go abroad and they go overseas in search of jobs, which is good. Some of them, when they arrive there, they realize that Africa is better because some of these places, it's not easy to live and it's not easy to find jobs. Even if you find one, for you to work and save money is not easy because there are expenses which are difficult to afford. House rents in Africa is very cheap. You can rent a house with, let me say, $20 US. You can rent a house in Africa. In any country of this continent, you can find a house of $20, $30, $40, $50, even $100. If you find a house costing $100 US, it means this house is good. But in Europe or in America, you will not find a house at these prices. Most of the times, houses there start from $1,000 US. And let's say you receive from the job you got, you earn $2,000 US. 1,000 you pay house rent, and you remain with 1,000, which you will use to cover other expenses. You end up remaining with nothing. Maybe you will be forced to borrow from other people. Mutwankulu, zabuno bino? Zabuno bino? Wawa, mupange chonchi. Mutwankulu? I was trying to greet that man. Well, I'm in this place. It's a pine tree plantation. As you can see, there are so many pine trees here. Yes, going back to what I was talking about. It's important to know if where you are going or if where you intend to go, there are job opportunities. Otherwise, you will regret going there. Now, what should you avoid when you travel? When you travel, you have to know that things are not the same with where you are coming from. Things are different. That's why it's important to avoid some things. Number 1 in my list is women. Avoid women. For my brothers that go abroad, that go to other places, my friends, please avoid women. Life is spiritual, and we have to take spiritual things very seriously. You travel in search of jobs. The first night you arrive there, you go out looking for a girl or a woman to satisfy your needs. But after that, things will change for you. If you went looking for a job, you will not find a job. If you went to study, things will start going bad in your school or university. If you went for leisure or tourism, you will not enjoy your stay because bad things will happen to you. Why? Because of your involvement with that woman. There are women who carry demons that destroy men. That's why it's very important to avoid women. Life is very spiritual, my brothers and sisters. This point, I'm talking with men, but also the same point applies for women. Women sometimes they involve themselves with men who are possessed with demons, and they end up in bad situation. There are women that are in this world to fulfill demonic missions from the marine kingdom. Once you sleep with them, you are finished. And in these days of today, there are so many and they are everywhere. That's why avoiding women will save your life and will make you succeed in whatever you went there to do. The second point to avoid is illegal travel. Before you travel, make sure you carry enough and required documents according to the place where you are going, because documents are not the same. There are countries that will require you visa, others will just require you passport. That's why it's important to avoid illegal travel. Many people are deported when they are caught by the immigration authorities. And when you are deported, some of the times you end up in jail. It's not good. The government of the place you went illegally will bring you back to your country. But some of them, before they deport you, they will put you in jail. It's not good. That's why you should avoid illegal travel. Another point to avoid before you travel is unlawful activities. Well, not only before you travel, even when you are in the destination you went, you have to avoid unlawful activities. There are people who travel looking for jobs. Once they are there, they don't find job opportunities. They are left with no option than to engage into criminal activities. It's not good. You have to avoid it, because if you are caught, you are finished. There are countries that don't tolerate unlawful activities. They will hang you to death, or even they will kill you. That's why avoid it. Here in Africa, if you are caught doing unlawful activities, some of the governments, they will just put you in jail. After 1 or 2 years, they will release you. But in Asia, for example, there's a country called Indonesia. If you are caught, depending on what you did, the same day they will kill you by hanging. And no one would like to die before his or before her time comes, the time determined by God. And the last point, which is point number 4, avoid talking bad things about the government of the country where you are. Some people, they like complaining, they like talking rubbish about leaders, about the government. Not all countries have freedom of speech. Not all leaders tolerate what people say. That's why you have to avoid, so that you will also free yourself from problem. In Eswatini, for example, if you talk something bad about the king, you will end up being in jail for just saying something which is not good about the king. You are in trouble. But the same thing you spoke about the king, if you speak about a president of another country, it will be a normal thing. I'm not saying a normal thing because it's good. I'm saying a normal thing because nothing will happen. Things are different. That's why avoid talking bad about the governments or the leaders. So thank you very much for watching. If this is your first time, please kindly subscribe to this channel, share this video, give it a like, help me growing. So once again, thank you and have a good day.